Good day, YouTubers. Thanks for joining me. This is video 37 in my series of videos on interior Northland models and HO scale. And today we're taking a look at freight cars as produced by Walthers under their Proto line. Now the Proto line, Proto 1000, Proto 2000 was something that was originally a lifelike branding. But Walthers purchased Lifelike in the early 2000s and acquired their brand names and molds and products. And they've continued the spirit of the Proto line with a number of high quality, good detailed, prototypical cars for multiple railways. And they've produced two different cars for interior Northland. One being the Bulkhead Flatcar, and the other being the Snowplow that you see in front of you. So talking about the Snowplow here first. So this model is based on a Russell Snowplow. The actual interior Northland Snowplow was a Canadian car and foundry product. And while they were generally similar in appearance, there were a few differences between those cars. So first, looking at this model and talking about it a bit, it's a good-looking model. The paint scheme nicely captures how the interior Northland plows would have looked. It's got operational wings, separately applied grab irons, nicely done paint job, nicely done micro detailing of the print and everything. So just to show off a few of some of the finer details, you've got a headlight there in front of the copula, and that is correct in regards to how interior Northland's plows did look. Brake wheel on top of the car there, as well as a stack specific to the heater inside. I wanted to just point out here that there are these access hatches for access to the journal boxes on the trucks. And if you look underneath, you can see that the front truck here is shorter in length than the more standard truck on the back of the car. So the actual Canadian car and foundry prototypical interior Northland cars, where they appear to be different is that the wing appears to be shifted a little further back. So you can see that there's a little more of the side of the car between the plow and the start of the wing. This window appears a bit closer to the door, and the wing seems to be shifted more towards that back truck. The other difference is that the Canadian car and foundry plows were equipped with a front coupler. So this version of the Russell snowplow does not illustrate that feature, obviously. The light above the copula, while correct in regards to position and the fact that it was there, it was a little different in appearance. But, you know, that's all getting pretty picky. Otherwise, it's a good-looking car. It does accurately represent the interior Northland paint scheme. And 554 was very much an active snowplow in that series. And I believe is still an active snowplow in the interior Northland fleet. So, just taking a look at the packaging for that here. So that was delivered in this WalthersProto gray box that we're used to seeing now. Sorry, that's a little close to frame, but I don't want to knock over anything in the background. Now the next car that I want to talk about are the Bulkhead Flatcars. Now these Bulkhead Flatcars are based on a Canadian car and foundry design, and the cars were delivered with a nice explanatory document here regarding the car history and the prototypes. So you know, I have to commend WalthersProto in providing that. I always think it adds a lot of value to the car for many modelers to actually understand how accurate it is and the effort that's been put in around that. Now, the Ontario Northland had 15 Canadian Car and Foundry bulkhead flat cars, and WalthersProto so far has produced quite a large number of those, and two separate paint schemes. So you can see in the foreground there, in the more modern blue and yellow Ontario Northland paint scheme, and then in the background the older, more classic progressive paint scheme. Now, car numbers that are produced in that the newer blue progressive scene we'll take a look at here first, so I can peel them off. We've got cars 4536, 4539. The next two cars that I'm going to be showing you, they have the aftermarket pulpwood load, 4542, and finally 4547. So 4 road numbers offered so far in the blue chevron, the blue and yellow chevron paint scheme. They've done a great job here with the lettering and the micro detailing, separately applied grab irons and such on the car ends. The car ends look great with the application of the yellow paint within the body of the bulk end. Reasonably heavy cars, especially with this heavy ceramic pulp load in it, which was also available by Walthers. Now, this isn't how Ontario Northland would have actually loaded its cars when these were in pulpwood service. They had their pulpwood orientated the other way with stakes installed in all of these different stake receivers, or whatever we should be calling those. But a great looking car. So WalthersProto is currently releasing 3 other car numbers in that paint scheme. So what we'll be seeing in the store shortly here are cars 4538, 4546, and 4548. Now on to the green progressive paint scheme. So taking a look at car 4535 here first. Again, they've done a great job with the details. Great lettering, great micro printing. And as compared to what photographs and such that I can find, really nice and accurate. So they did a great job with these cars. So road numbers. We've got cars 4535, 4537, 4540, 4541, 4544, and 4549. And these were all released in multiple different production runs that typically included either 1 or 2 cars in each paint scheme at a time. Car 4544 is the only one in which you tend to see a little bit of a difference in the color of the green that was applied, but not dramatically different, just a slight variation in shade as compared to the other colors. Some of these cars were delivered in singles, and some were delivered as 2-packs. Now, the Ontario Northland only had 15 of these cars, and what you just saw out in front of you there were 13 different car numbers. So WalthersProto have done a really good job in not duplicating car numbers so far between any of the multiple releases that they have done. So the only car numbers not yet produced are 4543 and 4544. And I anticipate that in a future production run we'll be seeing just so those cars produced. So thank you for joining me for another video again here today. I would rank these cars very highly. I think whomever is doing the research for the WalthersProto team deserves some kudos in ensuring that they're capturing everything as accurately as possible, and they've done a great job with the release of these cars and the road numbers and such. So thank you again. Have a good day.